Did you know there's a book so mysterious that no one has been able to decipher it to this day? The Voynich Manuscript, one of the greatest enigmas in history, has been challenging brilliant minds for centuries. With every page, symbols one understands, illustrations of unknown creatures and plants, and a language never seen before. But the scariest part, it may hold secrets that could change everything we know about our past. In this video, we'll show you what we know and what might be hidden in this forbidden book. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Don't miss the chance to explore mysteries like this with us. Hit like, subscribe, and get ready for the truth that's about to be revealed. The Voynich Manuscript is undoubtedly one of the greatest linguistic mysteries in history. Its strange writing, composed of symbols that no one has been able to decipher over the centuries, challenges even the brightest cryptographers and linguists. But why is this book so enigmatic? What makes its language so difficult to understand? Since the manuscript was discovered by Wilfrid Voynich in 1912, numerous scholars have unsuccessfully tried to decode its contents. With over 200 pages filled with texts that seem to follow their own grammar, the Voynich writing bears no resemblance to any other language system ever recorded in history. Over the years, many linguists have attempted to find patterns and connections to known languages, but all have failed. Why is it so difficult? Some theories suggest that the manuscript could be a highly sophisticated code, a completely new invention, or even a lost language from an ancient civilization. Others propose that it might be a work of pure fantasy, with meaningless writing created to deceive or challenge the minds of the future. And what about modern attempts? With the advancement of artificial intelligence and computational tools, some researchers believe we are closer than ever to deciphering the Voynich message. Machine learning models have been trying to analyze the writing patterns, but we still haven't reached a clear and definitive translation. But will we ever be able to understand this mysterious language? Or will the Voynich manuscript remain an enigma without an answer for all eternity? In this video, we will explore the most fascinating attempts at decoding, the most notorious failures, and what these efforts can teach us about the complexity of the book. What might still be hidden within its pages? If you're as curious as we are to understand what this book might be hiding, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and come uncover the mystery with us. The secret could be closer than we think. The Voynich Manuscript is not only a linguistic enigma, its equally intriguing and mysterious illustrations have fascinated scholars, historians, and researchers since its discovery. The pages of the book are filled with curious drawings, unknown plants, human figures in unusual positions, astrological symbols, and even scenes of bathing and rituals. But what do these images really mean? The illustrations in the Voynich manuscript are one of the most enigmatic features of the book. Many of these drawings depict plants that do not match any known species. Some even appear to be hybrids or completely fantastical. Why are these plants here? Could they be representations of ancient medicinal plants? Or was the author creating fictional species, perhaps with a deep symbolic meaning? Some theories suggest these plants could be lost, species that existed in ancient times and are now unknown. Others, however, believe that these illustrations might be entirely imaginary, designed to confuse and challenge anyone attempting to understand the manuscript. Additionally, there are enigmatic human figures, often devoid of any facial expression, and in peculiar positions, some engaged in acts that suggest rituals or mystical practices. Do these figures represent some kind of religious or esoteric practice? Or perhaps a secret society with hidden knowledge? Another curious aspect is the figures of bodies in baths, often associated with rituals of purification or meditation. These scenes may have a profound esoteric meaning related to ancient spiritual or alchemical traditions. Could these rituals be the key to understanding the book's purpose? In this video, we will analyze some of the most intriguing illustrations in the Voynich Manuscript. What can they really tell us about the hidden content of the book? Are we dealing with a work of art from a lost historical period or a book of ancient esoteric knowledge? Are the images simply decorative elements, or are they a visual code intended to convey something beyond conventional understanding? If you're also fascinated by these mysterious illustrations and want to discover more about what they might mean, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Come explore the enigmatic images of the Voynich Manuscript with us and decode at least part of this mystery. The origin of the Voynich Manuscript remains one of the greatest mysteries surrounding this enigmatic book. Its content and appearance defy historical conventions, and many theories have emerged about its true origin. What do we know so far? And what can we truly believe about where this mysterious manuscript comes from? One of the most popular theories is that the Voynich Manuscript is a medieval artifact, possibly created in the 15th century, as suggested by some stylistic elements and materials of the book. This theory suggests that the manuscript was written by an unknown author, perhaps an alchemist or scientist, who used a secret language to protect the knowledge contained within it. But why hide this knowledge? Could it be a magical, scientific, or religious secret? And why use an entirely undecipherable script? Other scholars, however, believe that the Voynich Manuscript may have an even more mysterious origin. Some theories propose that it may not be a product of medieval Europe, but rather from a completely different civilization, a lost culture that used a unique language and writing system. Could it be that the manuscript was created by a much older civilization, whose secrets were lost to time? Some even suggest that it might be a creation of civilizations like the Mayans or the Incas, whose languages and writing systems still have aspects that are not fully understood. Another fascinating theory is that the Voynich Manuscript could have been created by beings from another culture, or even an extraterrestrial civilization. While this idea may seem more like science fiction, it has gained attention in more eccentric circles, which suggest that the book could contain some form of advanced knowledge or technologies from another world, something humanity has yet to comprehend. In this video, we will examine the main theories about the origin of the Voynich Manuscript. Is it really from the medieval period? Or are we dealing with an artifact from an unknown, ancient, or even alien civilization? We will explore the clues and arguments behind each of these possibilities and try to arrive at an answer, or at least the most plausible path to understand where this book really came from. If you're also interested in historical mysteries and alternative theories about the origin of the Voynich Manuscript, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and come unravel this mystery with us. The story of the Voynich Manuscript is almost as mysterious as the book itself. Discovered in the early 20th century, it was acquired by an antiquarian named Wilfrid Voynich, and since then, it has become one of the greatest enigmas in history. But who wrote the manuscript? How did it survive over the centuries and make its way to us? The first part of the story begins with its discovery by Wilfrid Voynich in 1912. He found the manuscript in a library at a Jesuit monastery in Frascati, Italy. At the time, Voynich, who was already a renowned antiquarian, didn't know exactly what he was looking at. But something about the book made him believe it contained valuable knowledge, something worthy of investigation. However, what caught the most attention was the indecipherable writing and the peculiar illustrations that seemed to be part of a complex and hidden system of knowledge. The identity of the manuscript's author remains a major question. Some historians believe the book was written in the 15th century, possibly by a medieval alchemist or scientist, while others suggest it may be from a more recent period, such as the 16th century. One popular theory is that the manuscript could have been created by Roger Bacon, a Franciscan monk and alchemist who lived during the Middle Ages and who might have had the necessary knowledge to write something so complex and mysterious. However, no concrete evidence has been found to support this theory, and the true authorship remains shrouded in mystery. Other theories point to an anonymous author who wanted to hide esoteric or magical knowledge from the public, creating a book filled with symbols and codes that no one would be able to understand. The idea that the manuscript was created as a kind of secret code to protect valuable or forbidden information is a theory that has attracted many scholars and mystery enthusiasts. How did the manuscript make its way to us? Although it was discovered by Wilfred Voynich, the book had a long history of owners before it reached his hands. Before being found in Frascati, it is believed the manuscript belonged to several historical figures and even rare book collectors and scholars. Its exact journey over the centuries is uncertain, but we know that after passing through many owners, it eventually ended up in the hands of the famous antiquarian and ultimately became one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. In this video, we will explore the journey of the Voynich Manuscript, unraveling the theories about its authorship and how it remained mysterious throughout the centuries. Who do you think wrote this book, and why did they choose to hide their knowledge in such a complex way? Together, let's try to uncover the paths this book traveled to reach our hands and better understand its fascinating history. If you're also fascinated by the story of the Voynich Manuscript and want to learn more about the mysteries of this incredible book, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and join us on our journey to unravel this enigma. The Voynich Manuscript is one of the greatest challenges for linguists, cryptographers, and mathematicians, precisely because of its indecipherable language. Since the manuscript was discovered, numerous attempts have been made to decipher its content. But why has no one been able to understand what is written there? What can we learn from the failed decipherment attempts over time? The first attempt at decipherment was made in the 16th century, shortly after the manuscript was found. Several scholars tried to identify patterns or similarities with ancient languages, such as Latin, Greek, and even Semitic languages. However, these attempts were unsuccessful. Some cryptographers suggest that the author of the manuscript used a completely invented language with no relation to known languages. In recent years, with the advancement of technology, new approaches have emerged to try to solve the Voynich enigma. The use of artificial intelligence and computational algorithms has been one of the most recent tools in trying to break the code. But while some computer programs have identified interesting patterns in the writing, we still haven't been able to translate any text clearly. One of the most famous attempts was made by mathematician William Friedman in the 20th century. Friedman, who had worked on code breaking during World War II, analyzed the manuscript in various ways, but was also unable to find a solution. He and his team even suggested that the writing might be a type of substitution cipher, but attempts to find the exact pattern failed. What do the failures in decipherment attempts show us? For many researchers, they indicate that the Voynich Manuscript is an extremely sophisticated work, possibly created by an author with a deep knowledge of cryptography and linguistics. Some even suggest that the book could be a kind of enigmatic code, created to be indecipherable to protect a valuable secret. Others believe the manuscript might be a meaningless work, a sort of prank by an eccentric author who wanted to deceive scholars of the future. However, most researchers do not believe this theory, as the book seems to follow an internal grammar and shows consistency in its structure, making it unlikely to be a pure hoax. In this video, we will examine the most notable attempts at deciphering the Voynich manuscript, exploring the methods used and the results they produced. What have we learned so far, and what is yet to come? Are we any closer to understanding the secret language of the Voynich, or will it remain a mystery forever? If you're as curious as we are about the complexity of the Voynich manuscript and want to closely follow the decipherment attempts, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and come discover more about this fascinating enigma. In addition to being a linguistic enigma, the Voynich manuscript is also widely studied for its symbolism and peculiar content, which many believe carries hidden meanings. The illustrations, symbols, and even the patterns in the text may suggest that the manuscript is much more than just a book. It could be a work of magic, alchemy, or some other form of esoteric science. But what is the true purpose behind this mysterious book? One of the most intriguing theories is that the Voynich manuscript is, in fact, a magical or esoteric text. Various scholars and esoteric practitioners believe that the book contains a hidden system of knowledge, with symbols and diagrams representing secret teachings about the universe, nature, and the human soul. The illustrations of unknown plants, mystical figures, and astrological diagrams suggest a connection to ancient esoteric practices, such as alchemy, astrology, and even the Kabbalah. Alchemy, in particular, seems to be a strong candidate for explaining the manuscript's content. During the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, alchemists were deeply involved in scientific and spiritual experiments, seeking the transmutation of metals and the discovery of the philosopher's stone, a mythical substance capable of turning base metals into gold and even granting immortality. The complex symbolism and diagrams in the Voynich could therefore represent secret alchemical formulas or spiritual rituals for inner transformation. Moreover, many believe that the manuscript could have been created by a secret society with the purpose of transmitting hidden knowledge in a cryptic form. The human figures appearing in strange positions and engaged in baths or rituals could be interpreted as representations of mystical practices or spiritual purification rites. Some suggest that the author of the book was trying to preserve and transmit forbidden knowledge, hiding it behind an unbreakable code to protect the secret from prying eyes. Others, however, believe that the Voynich manuscript is purely scientific in nature and that the illustrations contain diagrams related to fields like botany or medicine, but with such an advanced or hidden approach that only those with deep knowledge could understand it. Perhaps the author of the book was attempting to share medical or scientific knowledge from their time, but in a way that was entirely new or revolutionary. In this video, we will explore these fascinating theories about the true meaning of the Voynich manuscript. What are the images and symbols really trying to tell us? Could the manuscript be a work of magic, a secret alchemical formula, or lost scientific knowledge? Let's uncover the most intriguing possibilities and interpretations of the hidden content of the Voynich. If you're also intrigued by what the Voynich manuscript may really be hiding and want to learn more about the possible hidden meanings behind its pages, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and come explore the theories of magic, alchemy, and esoteric science with us. The Voynich manuscript is not the only mysterious book that has challenged minds throughout the centuries. It is part of a long tradition of secret books and enigmatic texts that have circulated for millennia, such as the Book of Eibon, the Codex Seraphinianus, and other lost grimoires. Many scholars believe that the Voynich manuscript may have influences or connections with these enigmatic works, creating a network of secret mysteries that span across the ages. The Book of Eibon, for example, is a legendary text mentioned by writers such as H.P. Lovecraft, who described it as a work of great power and hidden knowledge, associated with the universe of mystical creatures and ancient cults. Although the Book of Eibon has not been found, its mythical influence has spread, inspiring the creation of other esoteric books. Could it be that the Voynich manuscript shares a common origin with similar texts? Or perhaps it was influenced by other secret works circulating during the medieval and Renaissance periods. Another example we can consider is the Codex Seraphinianus, a modern book created by Luigi Serafini in the 1970s, which also features an undecipherable language and images that defy conventional logic. The Codex Seraphinianus has been compared to the Voynich Manuscript due to its unknown script and the use of surrealist illustrations, often associated with an imaginary world. While the Codex is a contemporary work, its similarity to the Voynich raises the question, could this undecipherable language be a tradition that endures over time, a repeated attempt to create a communication system impossible to understand? Furthermore, throughout history, many secret books and grimoires have been associated with occult practices, magic, and alchemy. Esoteric texts, such as the Book of St. Cyprian and the Book of Shadows, were created to transmit knowledge that could not be easily accessed. These books, like the Voynich Manuscript, feature encrypted language and mysterious symbols and are considered sources of hidden power. But what do these works have in common with the Voynich? Is the Voynich Manuscript an artifact from a lost occult tradition, or perhaps an attempt to preserve secret knowledge in a way that would only be understood by a restricted circle of initiates? In this video, we will explore the connection between the Voynich Manuscript and other secret works that transcend time. How do these mysterious works interconnect, and what do they have in common? We will examine the influences, similarities, and links that may exist between the Voynich and other enigmatic texts in history, revealing the impact these works continue to have on scholars of the occult and mystery enthusiasts. If you are fascinated by secret books and want to discover more about the connection between the Voynich Manuscript and other enigmatic works, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and come dive into this hidden universe with us. The Voynich Manuscript, with its undecipherable language and mysterious illustrations, not only intrigues scholars, but has also left a significant mark on popular culture. Over the decades, the manuscript has inspired various films, books, games, and other forms of media, fueling fascination with its mysteries. But how has the Voynich influenced these productions, and why does it continue to be a source of inspiration for so many creators? One of the most well-known references to the Voynich Manuscript in cinema occurs in the film The Da Vinci Code, 2006, based on Dan Brown's bestseller. Although the book does not directly mention the Voynich, many fans and scholars noticed a clear inspiration in the idea of an enigmatic book whose translation is vital to uncover hidden secrets. The enigma of the secret language present in the Voynich is reflected in many films and stories that involve historical mysteries and secret codes. The idea of an incomprehensible book that holds the key to a universal secret has become a common trope in cinema and literature, with the Voynich serving as a metaphor for mystery and lost knowledge. Beyond cinema, the Voynich Manuscript has also influenced a number of fiction books, especially those exploring themes such as secret societies, alchemy, and secret codes. Fantasy and mystery authors like Neil Stephenson and Umberto Eco have explored ideas in their works that resonate with the concept of mysterious books and undecipherable codes. A classic example is The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, which, although it does not directly address the Voynich, uses the concept of a forbidden and inaccessible book as a central part of the plot. The atmosphere of secrecy and mystery, something the Voynich Manuscript represents, is reflected in these fictional stories. Video games have also been influenced. Several adventure games, such as The Secret of Monkey Island and Assassin's Creed, reference secret codes and mysterious books. partly inspired by the Voynich Manuscript's enigma. In Assassin's Creed, for example, the game revolves around secret civilizations and encrypted texts, creating an atmosphere similar to the Voynich, where hidden knowledge is central to the plot. But why does the Voynich Manuscript have such an influence on popular culture? Perhaps it is its aura of mystery and the intellectual challenge it offers. The fact that no one has been able to definitively decipher it over so many centuries creates fertile ground for the imagination. It has become a symbol of something beyond human understanding, something that awakens curiosity and the desire to unravel the impossible. Thus, the Voynich is often used as a powerful narrative tool to explore themes of occultism, mystery, and forbidden knowledge. In this video, we will explore how the Voynich Manuscript has impacted popular culture, analyzing its influences on films, books, and games. What makes this enigma so fascinating for creators? How did it become an inspiration for mystery and adventure stories? If you're a fan of pop culture and want to discover how the Voynich Manuscript has left its mark on the entertainment world, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and join us on this journey through the influence of one of history's greatest mysteries. With the advancement of technology, new tools and scientific approaches have been employed to finally attempt to decipher the Voynich Manuscript. While the efforts of experts over the centuries have failed to uncover its meaning, modern science has offered new perspectives and possibilities to understand what is hidden within the pages of this enigmatic book. One of the most recent approaches involves the use of artificial intelligence, AI, and computational algorithms. In 2019, a team of scientists used AI to study the manuscript and search for language patterns that could be deciphered. The algorithm was fed millions of texts from different languages, and by searching for patterns within the manuscript, the system was able to identify some linguistic structures that suggest the Voynich may be a form of highly complex code. However, despite this initial discovery, a complete translation is still far from being achieved, raising the question of how a text of such complexity was conceived. Additionally, image analysis techniques have also been applied to study the manuscript. Researchers have used high-resolution technology to examine every detail of the illustrations and text. These high-definition images allowed scientists to study elements that were previously unnoticed, such as the intricacies of the plant drawings and the details of human figures. Recent discoveries suggest that some of the plants drawn in the manuscript may be a blend of real and imaginary plants, raising the possibility that the author was mixing elements of botany with symbolism. Science has also focused on the material of the book. Recent carbon-14 dating studies conducted in 2009 determined that the manuscript was written between 1404 and 1438, supporting the hypothesis that it dates back to the medieval period. This discovery was an important step, as it provided a temporal window for scholars, helping them better understand the historical context in which the manuscript was created. Furthermore, computational linguistics has been a crucial tool for analyzing the Voynich. Linguists have tried to apply statistical models to study the structure of the text and search for repetitive patterns, aiming to identify whether the manuscript could be an artificial language or code. These studies found that the Voynich does not follow the typical patterns of known natural languages, but rather a structure that could be an invented code or highly elaborate semantic writing. However, one of the central questions still challenging scientists is the purpose of the manuscript. Why would someone create such a complex yet seemingly meaningless text? The manuscript may be hiding a secret of immeasurable importance, or perhaps it was a work created out of pure whim or to confuse and deceive future generations. The answer to this question is still to come. In this video, we will explore the most modern attempts at deciphering and the latest scientific discoveries about the Voynich Manuscript. How is science approaching the understanding of this enigma? What have we already uncovered, and what are we still missing? Let's understand how technology and scientific research might one day reveal the secrets hidden in this mysterious book. If you're a fan of science and mysteries and want to keep up with the latest discoveries about the Voynich Manuscript, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and join us in exploring the scientific possibilities behind this enigma.